Welcome back to another episode. In today's episode, we're going to be reviewing episode 7 of WandaVision. This episode had not a lot of questions, but a lot of answers.
Yeah, a lot of answers in this. So, I'm the father.
And I'm the son.
And this is our review. But firstly, spoilers. We're going to go through this episode, break it apart and things like that. So if you haven't seen it, stop, go and see it, come back, watch this.
Definitely.
It started off with Modern Family is the TV show that it was copying off today. And they were talking to the camera. And it was pretty cool because we got a lot of insights of them talking to the camera, especially Wanda and Vision. Yeah. All right. So we had a big theory a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
What was our theory?
It was Agnetha Harkness was actually Agnes, and it was proved right in the newest episode. It was Agnetha Harkness.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because in this episode, Wanda went over to her house and she went into the basement and she found like a witch cave. And then Agnes came down and said, "Hey, I'm Agnetha Harkness," and like kidnapped her.
Yes.
So we were right.
Yeah. And she has the brooch now up there, which she does in the cartoons, which is pretty cool. Yeah. And then it led into a song.
Yeah, the song. Yeah, that was pretty cool. That will kind of been like a TV show of Agnetha Harkness, which I think it will turn into now, because this episode wasn't actually WandaVision. They said they lost like the signal of WandaVision.
Did.
So now I think it's actually going to become like Agnetha's TV show.
Yeah, it could be, especially when she had her own theme song at the end, and showed that she'd been manipulating everything all the way through the episodes. One of the things is when they go down into this witch's cave, which Agatha is actually really, really old in the comics.
Yeah,
she is thousands of years old. She's and that kind of looked really old. But there was a book there, and that's a witchcraft book. And they hung on it for a little bit, and I think that's going to be a big clue in what's coming up. She obviously has Wanda's 2 kids, Wiccan and Speed. Where are they? She wanted Wanda to go down into there. Will she use that book for spells to
control them?
Maybe control them, maybe to bring the real villain out.
Maybe.
So some
it might
villains,
be like Mephisto, like we talked about last week.
And there's another villain called Nightmare. Also, Agatha has a kid in the comic books. Is she bringing him back? There's lots of things there. So I don't think she's the villain, but I think there's something else.
A bigger villain.
Yep.
And so she has Wiccan and Speed, Wanda, and possibly Rambo now, because Quicksilver at the end, because we were right about Quicksilver as well. He was being controlled by her, it looks like,
Well, that's the question. Is he being controlled by her and it's actually Quicksilver, but just being blind? Or did she just create it? And he's not actually there, so that's the other thing.
Even if she might have created him, but actually created him, so now we might actually have a Quicksilver. So
did she, pluck him from the X-Men universe? Obviously Agatha's really, really powerful. She's like really old. She is a lot more powerful than Scarlet Witch at the moment, so let's see how that goes. But there was another main character.
Monica Rambeau. Yeah, she got her powers. Just like we predicted. We said she was going to get her powers. And like, as soon as she went back in the hex, she got them, like, as she was going through. So this might be a sign of the mutant theory we had. It might be because she got it on the 3rd time, but she got them instantly. So maybe if you go out again, then it'll actually take a little bit to manifest. And so... so she had her power, she went back in the hex. That was very exciting.
And mutants have different levels of power. She's actually
she might be a very strong mutant.
Yeah.
Like in the X-Men universe, like Magneto and Professor X were really high. And then there were some lower people that just like, they looked different.
So people that just went into the hex, but or started in the hex, things like that. One of the cool things I found was Agatha's, all her powers are purple, Monica Rambeau's a bit blue, Scarlet Witch is red. It might be a bit easy to see who's actually manipulating what later on. So that was all pretty cool. And you have a theory about bringing Ultron back into it.
So this is it's like stretching it, but in the comics, Ultron had a human form to try and trick the Avengers. And so Hayward, he's been very interested in bringing Vision back. He's been tracking Vision. So a theory is that Hayward's actually a human form of Ultron. So it could be bringing Ultron back into the MCU.
Yeah, well, we know he was doing experiments on Vision's body.
Yeah,
so
and we don't know that he actually got destroyed, because Vision tracks one of them, but like there might have been like others that escaped. Like if one of them escapes, like, and he might have just been like growing his way up through Sword to try and get a position of power.
Yep.
And then he can actually get access to Vision's body, because he wanted to be Vision to blow up the world in Ultron.
Yep. So that's pretty cool. Speaking of Vision, I really liked it with Darcy going in there, and then Darcy, he got her out of her the circus escape artist, and then she told everything to Vision. So Vision is fully aware of everything, and I love this. The last